Yo, my name is Sebastian Savela. So the reason you want to start investing so that your money could start working for you now and so that the returns could help you live comfortably in the future and you won't have to depend on anyone else. So right now your income is from a 9 to 5 and that money is funding your lifestyle. But you won't always have a job bringing in money. So just like you woke up one day and you were the age that you are now, one day you'll wake up and reach retirement age. And at that point, generally, you won't have an income from a traditional 9 to 5. So, because pensions are mostly gone, the type of lifestyle that you'll have will depend on how much money you were putting away in investments and what type of returns they were getting. Now, with that said, I believe that you can't even start thinking about investing if you don't have some money set aside for emergencies or unexpected expenses like loss of a job, medical bills, cars breaking down, and so on. So a part of your income needs to be deposited somewhere that is safe and that can be easily accessed if or when one of those situations occur. One 2017 survey found that 69% of Americans have less than $1,000 saved. Another, this one by the US Government Accountability Office, revealed that 29% of Americans 55 or older have no retirement savings whatsoever. These stats are alarming, and hopefully our generation can do a better job saving their money. So if you're one of those people that are trying to save and you have a goal that you're trying to reach, so where do you deposit your money? Most people have a bank that they've been using for their checking and savings and just use that. But understand that banks want you to deposit your money with them because the more money you have sitting in their accounts, the more loans they can make. In return, they'll pay you 0.01% on your money and they'll charge other people 5 to like 30% depending on the loan, making money on the difference. So they make a lot of money because of you and you get 0.01%. Another thing you need to understand is inflation, which is when your money loses value over time because everything becomes more expensive. Now, the rate of inflation, or how fast prices are going up, is around like 2% every year. So your money, which is growing at a rate of 0.01%, is losing purchasing power every year. So if you could buy something today for X amount of dollars, you won't be able to buy that same thing in like 5 years because the prices went up. So how do you deal with these situations? Well, you do so by putting your money in a high yield, also called high interest savings account. With the emergence of the internet and online banks, you can now put your money somewhere that's earning way more than these traditional ones. So some of them can pay 20 to 25 times more than the national average, and some could go as high as 3%. But you need to be careful. A lot of people, when asking about high yield savings account, they seem to only want to know about where they could get the highest interest rate possible. A high interest rate is not guaranteed forever. So depending on the market, the feds, or other factors, these rates could change at any time. So are you going to keep changing banks just because you want to get the highest interest rate possible? I mean, you could, but I'd rather not go through the hassle of keep changing or keep looking for different banks and keep transferring my money. A high interest rate is great, but here's some other factors or other things that you need to also look at. Trustworthiness. So is it a bank that you could trust? Or is it a bank that's been involved in shady situations in the past? Does it have great customer support? So if you want to talk to someone about a particular issue, can you do that? How safe is your money? Is it FDIC insured? Meaning that what kind of guarantee that you have that you always be able to get your money when you want it? Or up to how much is insured? The term of the interest. Yes, high interest rate is good, but is it a standard rate or is it just a promotion? Is it only available for a certain amount of time? Or do you need to have a minimum balance to get that interest? So a lot of banks are trying to get your money and there's a lot of competition out there. All these high yield offers might just be to get new customers, so you need to be aware of that. Minimum balance required. So is there a minimum balance that you need to even open an account? Or is there a minimum balance that needs to stay in the account at all times? And then we got fees. So do you pay fees for the account? Or do you pay fees if you are below that minimum that needs to be in that account? Do you pay fees for checks or transfers? Or if you withdraw more than 6 times a month, what type of fees are you paying? Convenience. So are you able to link different accounts like a checking or a savings from a different bank? And how many accounts can you link? How easy is it to transfer money from a bank to this high yield savings account and vice versa? How long does that take? Do they have an app that you could use on your phone? Can you deposit checks? How easy is it to take your money out? So can you withdraw money from an ATM? I mean, I try to never take money out of my savings account, but if you're somebody that do, then that might be important to you. Investing. So if you're someone that's interested in having all the extra money after you reach your savings goals going into investments, then you might want to know if they offer these services to make investing super convenient. So if they do, what kind of investment do they have and what kind of fees do they charge? And if they don't, can you link a brokerage account? And the last one is compounding. So you might want to know how often your money is compounding. So is it daily or is it every month or anything else? I mean, the difference might be really small, but that might be something that you want to know just to know that you're getting the absolute best. Now, don't expect that you'll be making a lot of money with a high yield savings account. Don't think of it as an investment because it's not, and you could get a way better return elsewhere. So think of it as an account that you're putting your money in that's going to preserve its value over time. So my girlfriend had Ally Bank forever, and I always had Chase. So she always used to talk about all this free money that she was getting from her interest from her savings, and I barely got anything. So at the time, I didn't really know much about Ally other than it was an online bank, which I thought was weird and I didn't get on board right away. But when we started comparing the interest that we were getting, I felt like Chase has been doing me so wrong for so long. And she always talked about how great and how easy the service was to use with Ally. So as soon as I saw that 0.0 whatever percent that I was getting, I was like, peace. And I took all my savings from Chase and transferred it over to Ally and never looked back. So which high yield savings account should you choose? Well, that's really impossible for me to say because it really depends on your situation and your circumstances. So for example, let's say we were to compare Ally Bank versus Marcus by Goldman Sachs, right? So right now, Ally offers 1.8% interest and Marcus 1.9. So somebody might say, I value the highest interest rate I could get, and I'm not planning on taking my money out of my savings anytime soon, so I'll go with Marcus. Somebody else might say, well, I might take money out of my savings more often than I would like, so I want to use a service that makes that process easy. So at Ally, you could also open a checking account and get a debit card, and you could instantly transfer money from your savings to your checking and be able to use that debit card at stores or at an ATM to get your money out quickly. So that person might just choose Ally even though the interest is less because what they value is the ease that they could get their money out. And also that difference between 1.8 and 1.9 is really nothing, right? So let's say that I had $20,000 in both accounts. So with Ally, for a whole year and interest, I would make $360. And for Marcus, for a whole year, I would make $380. So that's a difference of $20 for a whole year. So that difference in 0.1% is not really a determining factor in me choosing which account I would go with. So you could do a simple Google search, make comparisons, and based on what you value, pick whichever one is best for you. Alright, so that's all I got for today. Hope this video was helpful. Follow me or subscribe wherever you prefer watching videos. And don't forget to like, comment, share, tag a friend. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Peace!